but I'm at the Kennedy Center. Actually, there's a march downtown to the White House, the mall, and everything. So there's supposed to be 50,000 people, and I see the crowds already. Kennedy Center is over on the Potomac, and on this side over there is Georgetown, and across the bridge is Arlington, Virginia. And I don't know if you see the big buildings over there. They're allowed to have higher buildings on the other side of the river than you have in Washington. In Washington, they can only be 13 stories high. Over there, they could go up to the sky if they want, or whatever the regulation. But it's a beautiful thing in here. If you ever get a chance to come into Washington, come down here, walk around. You don't have to see a play. It's wonderful inside. They have a lot of things going on. It's a beautiful building. I think it was built when I came to town, like in the 70s, the early 70s. But let me talk about what's going on with the stimulus, okay? I guess you hear me. I see hello there. And what's really happening is that Nancy and the Donald stopped dating. They had a little quick date yesterday. The White House met with Nancy for about 45 minutes or 30 minutes or something like that. And that was it. They got nowhere. And that was the first time since August 7th. So I don't know. They'll probably wait till the holiday to get people get serious. I thought maybe they'd wait till after the conventions or whatever. But the basic thing is Nancy started out with 3 trillion. Donald started out with 1 trillion. And Nancy came down to 2 and hoping Donald will come up, but they haven't moved. So we'll see. A lot of bad economic news, so that maybe will move somebody. But let me tell you about what's going on right now is that, remember about 3-4 weeks ago, the White House came out with these extra checks called lost wages assistance. And it was supposed to take over for the extra $600. Well, it turns out to be $300. And there's 5 states that started. And it's only for 3 weeks so far. It may be a little more, but all they're guaranteeing is maybe for 3 weeks. They're tapping into a bunch of money over at FEMA, but FEMA now has to use that money for the floods and the fires and everything like that. So that money's going to burn away, as they say. So who knows? So if it's in your state, you want to apply quickly. And it's for the pandemic unemployment, not the regular unemployment. You'll keep getting that. And don't forget to make sure if you extended it for 13 weeks, you can. But here are the states that are actually are eligible to give it out, and they're giving it out now. Arizona, Louisiana, Missouri, Tennessee, and Texas are the first states to distribute the aid, okay? $300 a week increase in jobless benefits. The states can kick in an additional 100, but I don't think how much any states have, maybe one. Okay, the program will pay $44 billion, then it's over. See, that's what the COVID things, you got to get in line first because it's not like traditional unemployment. They have to give out the money until nobody else applies. For this kind of money, the COVID stuff, it's a fixed amount. And when it's gone, it is gone. So that's why anything COVID related, make sure you get in line quickly. States must apply to receive the federal approval to pay the $300 a week subsidy. 34 states have applied so far. And they only get 3 weeks of money to start with, maybe more. And it's going to start from August 1st. So if you stop collecting that extra $600 in August 1st, you're going to get that for 3 weeks after that. You're going to get $300. Okay, here are the states. Arizona, Louisiana, and Missouri are the first to receive approval for wages. Texas follows shortly. Here's who's sending checks now. Okay, these people are getting checks. Arizona issued $250 million to 400,000 workers last week. So last week, Arizona sent out $250 million to 400,000 people, according to somebody over there. And he said by the end of August, between weeks, we'll get them in the next couple of days, okay? All workers. So if you're not one of the first 400,000, everybody in Arizona will get it in the next couple of days. Okay, well, that's pretty good news, isn't it? Texas paid out more than $424 million out of its total 1.3 billion. So Texas now has sent out checks, okay, and they sent out 424 million so far. So Texas sent out, Arizona sent out, Louisiana paid out 240 million to 300,000 workers on Wednesday. So 2 days ago, Louisiana sent out checks. So that's why if you haven't gotten your checks and you're one there and you don't get them in the next week or so, then call your elected official. Tennessee started issuing aid Wednesday. So they started sending it out on Wednesday. Missouri began processing the $300 checks Tuesday night. So you got those 5 states are really already sending checks out. So if you're in those 5 states and you are part of the pandemic unemployment, and that means that you stop getting that $600 the first of the month, you should be getting it soon. So if you don't, you got to start banging on somebody's door. and that's what that all is about. Okay, so a spokesman for FEMA, which funds this, declined to say whether additional states had begun dispersing yet. So nobody knows. That's why you got to be patient. Again, though, what your backup problem solver is your elected official. So that's your what do you call it? Your congressman and 2 senators on the federal level. Then on the state level, particularly for unemployment, your state elected officials probably have better access to them and probably use them more because they get a special number to call at their state office, on the unemployment office to help elected officials, because the bureaucrats want to help elected officials because they vote on their budget every year. Colorado estimates payments won't arrive till mid to late September. So Colorado, you're going to get money, but not till probably towards the end of September. I thought they're a pretty hip state too. Alaska believes it will take 6 to 8 weeks to reprogram changes in the state's technology necessary to disperse the aid. Okay, so Alaska is going to do it. It's going to take 2 months maybe for them to get their act together to send out the checks. States that haven't received the federal approval for the $300 weekly subsidy include, okay, these are other states that applied for the money, but they haven't gotten approval yet. That's Delaware, Florida, Hawaii, Illinois, Kansas, Minnesota, Nebraska, Nevada, New Jersey, North Dakota, Oregon, South Dakota, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Wyoming, and the District of Columbia. South Dakota said, we don't need it. They're not applying it. So there's about 30 states that have applied for it. Other states are probably thinking about it. Unemployed workers are likely to get 4 to 5 weeks worth of financial assistance, depending on how many states participate and how quickly they draw down the 44 billion. See, there's only 44 billion. When that's gone, that program's over. But program parameters leave open the possibility that workers won't get more than the minimum 3 weeks. Payments would increase if FEMA's disaster relief fund got extended. But, that's having Congress do something. So I wouldn't bet the farm on anything, but you want to beat on these states if you're in those states, okay? So let's see. The 5 states, again, that are sending checks, okay, are Arizona, Louisiana, Missouri, Tennessee, Texas, okay? They're sending them now, okay? And then a whole bunch of others soon, but that's still only half. And who knows what evil lurks in the heart of men. And I want to thank you, Let's Go Help members, for sending me, great sources of money. Man, I found a good source that I just did a video on too, on having the government pay for like a 6-week course so you could get a job with no degree, making anywhere from $40,000 to $70,000 a year. And that's good stuff. And well, you need these credentials nowadays. So again, you're a member of Lesco Help, send me any ideas that everybody else could share with. That's what's happening. You know, these people are doing my job, which is great. But we're helping each other, I hope, and that's important. So I thank anybody out there who's a member of Let's Go Help. Appreciate it very much. It's giving me, boy, I think this is the best part of my life now. I just feel people really responding and how much I'm able to help them. I just appreciate that incredible feedback. Because if it wasn't helpful, then I'd have to be smart enough to figure out something else to do. And I love doing this, and I'm getting good at it at my old age, but I screw up more. That's what happened. I make more mistakes or whatever. You know, be patient with me. I screw up, and listen, I'll give you your money back if you know, you're not happy. That's not an issue with me. I just bear with me. I screw up. I make mistakes. I forget shit. But I'll give you your money back. Don't worry. But I really want to help you, and I appreciate the chance letting me try to help you and the people who are sharing what they found with other Lesco Help people. That's the most wonderful thing I'm seeing that makes what we're doing a little more sustainable for the long run. You don't have to rely on me when I kick over the bucket, but I figure I have 15 years left. That's a maybe. Nobody guarantees anything, especially the government.